Hey everyone, it's SeaMystic back here with another pick a card. So today's pick a card is going to be a soul scan, and this is going to include things like your energy, your soul's resonances, like who you are at your core, origins or significant incarnations, past lives, and things like that. So I don't know what decks I'm going to be using for this one. I don't know if we'll even need any. I didn't channel as much as usual because, like I say, I have had a lot going on with my family and it's occupying a lot of my mind. So it's harder to tune in right now. But I do think that I have a good idea of who collectively each group is. Now, I don't have a collective message, but for what it's worth, I have been hearing, I don't listen to any sort of country. And I've been hearing a country song, and I couldn't figure out what it was. I just knew the tune of it. So I have since found out what song it was. To my credit, it does sound country, but it's not. It's The Doors, and it's called Riders on the Storm. I think the song's about, I think it was actually inspired by a serial killer written in 1971. But I think it could be more of a metaphor as well. The storm being the chaos on Earth, I guess. All the things that are going on and being the rider of the storm. But just in case, do not go hitchhiking, please. In the next couple months after you watch this, I would refrain from hitchhiking if you ever plan on doing that, because that's where the serial killer, that's what he did. He was a hitchhiker and he murdered like 6 or 7 people. Anyway, I had to cut out my Johnny Cash impression, so to make up for it, I will give you a Jennifer Coolidge impression. I'm taking the dog. Very interesting. Also, I think there's going to be a lot of, I think there has been in the past couple of weeks, a lot of shifts, a lot of emotions coming to the surface. I work in the mental health field, so I notice every now and then there'll be a certain time of the year where, and it's random, where a bunch of people will come out of the woodwork that we haven't seen in a while, that are coming back for help, whilst a whole slew of new people come in. So it's definitely some sort of, and that's been happening the past couple weeks. So there's definitely been some sort of collective shift going on that's bringing a lot of wounds to the surface for a lot of people, shifting things up. And that has been true in my case with my family situation. While what we're going through is an injustice, I still believe that if we win this, there's the potential to end a whole shiz ton of ancestral karma. So like I say, even though it's an injustice, I think that in a way, it happened the way it needed to happen so that it can help the most people if we win. So it's really hard to explain, but so if anybody's going through anything like that, anything at all, where it seems like things are going backwards, some unexpected changes happen that you weren't prepared for, something doesn't seem fair, just know that there could be a larger plan for it. There could be a reason. Always keep that in mind. Because when this first happened, when I first found out, I was like, what? Like, I've been praying and doing like energy work and everything for my entire family. I've been hitting it hard the past couple months, trying to remove the karma from my family. And then this happens, like this isn't getting better, this is getting worse. But after the initial shock of it, I realized that, well, maybe it happened this way, because it's hard to explain, but the way it is happening has the potential to help more people out, like killing, like, you know the saying, killing 2 birds with 1 stone? Well, this could kill like 10 birds with 1 stone if we win. So, My heart goes out to you. Good vibes go out to you if you're going through anything right now. And also, of course, I would appreciate any prayers or good vibes sent my way, too. I do think a lot of awakenings are happening. March is a good time for that anyway. I mean, it could just be an ascension, but March is a good time for people to just wake up in general that haven't woken up yet. But anyway, so we have 4 groups to choose from. 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you need more time to choose which group you want, go ahead and pause. The timestamps will be in the description box below as always. So let's go ahead and get started. Hey, for those of you who chose group 1, let's go ahead and dive in as mermaids do. So, the first thing I saw, well, if you want to take a screenshot, go ahead. Remember, I will offer up my own interpretations, but if any of these have personal, significant meaning to you, then go with that. So, I know I'm not going to pronounce this right, because I don't pronounce most things that are not in my language right. But phage, or phage, I know I say this every time, but I didn't think this would be a word, because I'm thinking page, P-A-I-G-E. So certainly there's not going to be anything with an F just randomly in place of the P, but there is. It's actually a Jewish name, and the meaning of it is bird. Love that. So you could resonate heavily with having a lot of air energy. You could also have several incarnations, if you believe in such things as a blue avian or some other bird-like being. Let's see, like in Regulus or Lyra, somewhere like that. And then I saw house. I don't even know what to make of that. And then seers. So you could have clairvoyance, or you could have the ability, the spiritual gift of discernment. Then I saw Yemen. I believe that's in the Middle East. Australia. So this is basically lines. It could be referring to like nerves, like something in the body, or just in general lines. And then I saw YKE, and I really didn't think that, I say that all the time, I really didn't think that would mean anything. But it's actually, in Dutch, it's how they can spell Ike, the name Ike, I-K-E. So, which is Ike, Isaac, and it means he laughs, or laughter. So you could be a very funny person, a comedian. Usually, well, 99% of the time, you have to have some level of intelligence to be funny. So I do think that there could be some intelligence with you, especially with the air reference. And then I saw XX, but it was spelled out EX. So I was getting, stuff with Y's and then X's, and it made me think of like the graph where there's an X straight line and then there's a Y line. Those graphs, and then with this one meaning longitudinal lines, that would be the Y. So I don't know what that can mean. Maybe we'll figure it out later, but there's something with the X and Y. And then I started thinking about chromosomes, and females have XX and males have XY. So you could be balanced in your feminine and masculine energies. But with this meaning longitudinal, that's another Y reference. So there's a little bit more references to Y, which females don't have. So maybe you lean toward masculine energy a bit, just a smidge. I don't know. I just know there's something to it. And then 4254. So that number talks about your life purpose, your fulfillment, being adaptable, growth, and serving humanity, service. So that's Virgo a little bit there. So next we have elves. So you could resonate with, you could have had an incarnation as an elf being, very elven-like. That makes me think of Arcturians too. Like I say, I don't know for sure. Nobody can tell you for sure. Yes, starseeds, aliens, dragons, elves, all of that exists. Nobody can tell you that for sure. Who am I to dismiss any of that, right? So as far as past lives go, I was thinking Jewish. You could have been Jewish, Hebrew, lived in Yemen, or were Dutch. As far as origins go, I would say some sort of avian or elven being. That could be Arcturian, Lyran, Regulus came up for some reason for me, or elemental. But I'm actually getting a lot of Atlantean energy, which tends to lean more to the divine masculine, but also something with like the X and the Y thing, maybe mathematics and science, Horus vibes, Hermes, or Mercury. Let's see what else. Andromedans, so that's not far from Arcturus, I think. Autonomy, free will, manifestation. So that would go with Mercury. The Merkaba here. The polarities, masculine, feminine, X and Y. Third eye, visions, manifesting, meditation. So we did have seers with visions here. So that's two references to manifestation. So again, that reminds me of the Magician card, which is Mercury. Group 1 at their core. Your healing power, empathy, and ability to teach or learn remedies. So Chiron is the wounded healer. They've learned a lot through their hardships and passed that knowledge on to help others. Elven, though. Alpha Centauri. So the second house, your assets, finances, and things that you value. The second house is Taurus. Well, we just said Alpha Centauri. Could have been born in the year of the ox. Venus. And this kind of reminds me of the manifestation part. So I think that your master manifestors. Leo, so Regulus. The energy is flamboyant, dramatic, proud, and passionate. It focuses on the importance of self-belief. The 8th house, this is Scorpio, which is Mars. So we have Mars and Venus. The transformational area of your life is about shared resources and intense emotions. So we have masculine and feminine. This is Robot the Sun. I think that's another nod to Regulus. I don't know why I was saying Regulus, because it's known for lions, they say. But for some reason with birds, I don't know why. I was just thinking I need to say Regulus too. You notice how I'm a little bit quieter? I don't know why that is. Let's get some of these. So yeah, with the polarities, definitely Sirius Orion connection or Atlantis Lemuria connection. Pacific Islands, so like the Philippines. Jerusalem. Yeah. So like 99% of you probably had a past life there. Especially with Leo, you think Tribe of Judah. Galactic, well, that's a little obvious. Serpens, so that's kind of Scorpio energy, I think. Atlantis, like, yeah, definitely. Pacific Islands. I'm thinking back to the beginning when, like, Australia, when there was still a way to get to, like, Indonesia and up through there. Like, there used to be a pathway that connected Australia, but it's underwater. I would look into Anatolia. Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to think here. Okay, so I think we pretty much got a good idea of who you are and some origins. Let's see what kind of personality you have. We also have the psychic ability of clairvoyance coming through. Natural manifester. And a good balance with masculine and feminine energies, leaning a smidge toward the masculine. We're going to get 2. So, child wounded. Awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children. Opens the learning path of forgiveness. So, another reference to empathy here. I think you would fight for the underdog. But I just mentioned about that pathway. We have path. What is this? Ley lines. Okay, so you could be connected to ley lines. Look into that. I can't explain to you how stuff goes on in my head. Just go along with it. And trust me. Queen radiates the regal feminine. So, regal. I get regal here with the lion with the crown and Regulus. radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others. So more about helping and protecting other people. That's who you are. That's probably your purpose here. Service, adaptability, even with your masculine and feminine energies. I can't believe I didn't pick up on ley lines sooner. I still don't know what house means. So let's get some of these, because we pretty much know who you are, but let's get some information on what's potentially to come in the future. Okay, one thing fell out. Two things, three, okay. Can we get a message from the higher self? Okay. Okay, let's see what we got here. We got a little 2 in 1. You got a few of these. You have one spirit animal. Fox. So, speaking of adaptability, the fox is kind of shape-shifty and clever. So another nod to the intelligence. When fox trots in as your spirit animal, it's time to tap into your own psychic senses, like clear seeing. Fox, as a totem animal, belongs to those who understand wisdom can be found in humor. And we said that you were funny, like a comedian. Invoke fox as your power animal when you need help to avoid confrontation. So slipping out of situations. Unscathed. Okay. I wonder if this has been changing at all throughout the reading. You only regret the chances you didn't take. You are supported with this. So there's some sort of chance you're supposed to take, and but you've been a little skittish about it. You maybe been trying to avoid any causing any kerfuffles, avoiding confrontation. Maybe that's what you're afraid of, is causing any sort of confrontation. But I don't know, for some of you. But there's a chance you need to take, and they want you to know that you're supported with it. Missing info. So maybe there's something that you feel you're missing that would, maybe you feel like if you had all the answers, then you would feel more comfortable taking the leap. But then at the same time, leaps of faith are called that for a reason. If you knew all the answers, it wouldn't really be a leap of faith, would it? But maybe for some of you, there's just some information that's that you don't have yet. You don't have all the details yet. So don't make any assumptions. External union. Okay. So we had a lot about divine feminine and masculine energies, but this is talking about counterparts, soulmates, whatever you want to call them. Not inner union, but with another person. So this could involve you finding your soulmate or getting into union with your actual soulmate here. Apology, confession. So this could be someone owes you an apology or is going to confess something to you, or this could be you apologizing to someone or confessing something to someone, you know. Either way here. Oops, accident, mishap. So with that missing info, maybe you judge something too soon, or maybe you're afraid of taking a leap because you're afraid it'll be like a mishap, or maybe you just screwed up and you know it and you need to confess, you know? Let's see. Who do you love? Oh my God. So external union, who do you love? Confession. Some of you could be confessing your feelings to somebody. Or vice versa. You could have judged someone to... This could be like someone from the past that you let go of. Interesting. So that is what I have for you. If it resonated, please like, share, subscribe, comment, anything like that. Really does help to circulate and support the channel. I do hope to see you next time. Take care and God bless. Hey, for those of you who chose group 2, let's go ahead and dive in as mermaids do. You can take a screenshot if you want. If these have personal significant meaning to you, go with that. But I will offer up my own interpretations, just in case that helps. So the first thing I saw was chaste. So I looked that up, and so it can mean either part, like part of something in Bulgarian, or chase in French or German. Or it could be a form of the word chaste with an E at the end, which is about being morally pure. Think chastity. Okay, and then I saw S-Y-A-N-S. Science. I looked it up. Like I usually say, I didn't think it would mean anything, but there is a company in France with that name, and it's all about audio, visual, and tracking surveillance. So that made me think of clairaudience, clairvoyance, and remote viewing. So the ability to astral travel or travel out of your body and view a location that you're not in, basically, like remote viewing. Look that up if you don't know what that means. I also think that you could have a connection to music. I don't think I got an actual star origin for any other group, but I did see Vega for you. So congratulations. So that's a bluish white star in Lyra, if you believe in star seeds and things like that. Then I got Neptune vibes. So Neptune, Poseidon. Let's see, we talked about clairaudience. I think you could have a connection to music. We talked about clairvoyance, remote viewing. So some of the places that came up that could be potential past lives would be France, Bulgaria, or Germany. So morally pure, a lot of psychic abilities referenced. Vega, Neptune, resonances, and potential past lives in France, Bulgaria, Germany. So that is what I have for your channel. I was getting the color blue for you, which is, I think whenever I do these, there's always a group that gets blue that comes through, and I see that with you guys. So that could be your aura color or something. Blue ray could resonate with you. Archangel Michael as well. So let's get some more potential origins and resonances for group 2. Group 2, origins, resonances. Okay. Grays, tall, utilitarian, organized, intimidating. That actually reminds me a little bit of a dream that my daughter had that she told me about. What? So I guess these are guys that experiment. I guess the short grays do not, allegedly. And then we have Earth, element, survival, adaptable, reliable. What's weird is I'm getting more so Earth, well, because I know this card says Earth, but this is also about, as you can see, it looks like some sort of abduction thing. which would be abducting people from Earth. So there's a lot of Earth references here, strangely, even though I clearly saw Vega for you. Oh. And then the science thing was audio-visual tracking surveillance. So I'm not saying that you're not Vega, from Vega, because you very well could be. But what I am saying is that I think a lot of people who chose this group are being tracked or surveilled by aliens. You could have had interesting dreams of abductions. Or some of you could be like a plant here. But you had chaste, which is morally pure. So I don't think you would be a plant here. I think you would be the one being surveilled. But why? Flower of life, inspiration, awe, dreams, dreams. Do you have dreams? So again with astral travel, so you could astral travel a lot in your dreams and go to random places. Yeah, I would be surprised if some of y'all hadn't had some encounters in your sleep. This is weird. I haven't gotten anything like this before when I've done these. Anything else for group 2 soul? Energies, origins. Okay. Antarian. Oh, Vega, guys. Yes. Okay. So, Antares is, or Antares, however you want to say it, that's in the constellation of Scorpio. And I will leave some information about these guys under the timestamps for you. So yeah, definitely from Vega. I've heard that this place doesn't exist anymore, allegedly. And they call them Antarian walk-ins. And some say Antares is a portal between different places. Like a passage through. Huh. But I mean, what I say, you know. Vega right there. So why are they... Are you the one monitoring accidentally through your dreams? Or did you walk into somebody's body? Or are you being surveilled? I'm just fascinated though. Let's see, what else? The 5th house, so that would be Leo, where you have fun, romance, and create things you are proud of. So you could be very creative. Gemini, the energy is communicative, mischievous, lively, witty, and informative. Stimulating exchange is possible. Science-y stuff. Communications. What am I missing? You communicate with extraterrestrials in your sleep and probably don't know it. Could be an artist. There's a couple here. 2 hearts. And then the twins of Gemini. Weirdly, I've never noticed that before. I know that's stupid, but I haven't. My vision's kind of bad. Alrighty. Oh! Okay. This one's kind of eerie for some reason. I'm sorry. So we did have Neptune. So you could be from Sirius. So again with the dual. Two fish split apart. So you could be separated from your counterpart, or you haven't yet came into internal union with self yet. This energy is wistful, endlessly loving, compassionate, and forgiving. It confuses and softens resolve. I think yellow meant unsettled, guys. I'm not kidding. Don't be freaking me the fudge out. Can you... Unsettled. Whenever my daughter had this dream, there was a part of it that involved her being pregnant, her having to flee, and I think it had something to do with she wasn't supposed to be with a certain person. And this was a couple years ago when she didn't even know what, you know, love and romance and all that jazz was. This is weird. And she was a water being in that dream, and she was in water. If I haven't said it, I mean, this does give me Osiris and Isis vibes, which would be Sirius and Orion. Let's get some personality traits about you, other than being morally pure. Well, I mean, do we need more? Femme fatale, I doubt it. Highlights the erotic energy of the feminine, opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. So you could lean more toward the divine feminine energy. Victim, prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. Because you were in the past. You don't like authority. Or maybe you once were intimidating and victimized people, and changing that around. It's going to be different for each of you. This is just fascinating to me. Problems with intimacy could be some victimization in the past. You protect the purity. Chastity. Oh my God. I was just sitting here thinking like the flower of life, and I was thinking I need to mention Virgo because virgin. I'm like, but that doesn't, they won't see the connection. But, and then I was thinking like protecting virginity, protecting things that are pure. And then just realize that you had chaste, which, you know, short for chastity, which is morally pure, in your channeled message. You protect the purity. survival. At your core, you are extremely pure. And people have taken advantage of that. If not in this life, then certainly in others. And you fight really hard to protect the purity in, well, in anyone. You fight hard to protect what is good and what is right. Hopefully you have learned to protect yourself, but I do see you protecting others, protecting the purity of things from oppression or exploitation. It's like, this is weird. It's like at your core, you embody not necessarily avenging, but like Vesta. Where is that? Vesta, the goddess within, your sacred spiritual center and quiet dignity. And probably Virgo, like I said. It's not that you recognize oppression and unfairness, but it's not like you're out here, I mean, some of you could be fighting it, but it's not necessarily pointing that out. It's pointing out your purity. Does that make sense? Let's get some of these. Some of you could have, your feminine energy was used in some way, and that could have turned into you using the shadow aspect, inappropriate use of sensuality, attachment to money and power. It could have brought the shadow out. So divine feminine energy is sticking out the most. I would say Isis because Venus, we did mention Sirius and we mentioned Isis, but more so the Virgin Isis, which is Virgo, which is more so like Hathor or Juno, maybe. Okay. I mean, these cards don't have those people in there to verify, but the first house, what people see and the impression you give. There could be some body image issues too. Insecurities, trouble with intimacy. Like I say, the seventh house. So, divine masculine, feminine, Isis, Osiris, Sirius, Orion, sort of stuff here. This area of your life is about long-term significant partners, romantic, business, or family. So some of you could have been in very domineering relationships, sort of like a empath narcissist sort of dynamic here. Aquarius. The energy is freedom-loving, rebellious, idealistic, and technological. I get more astral travel here. I mean, I've had a lot of dreams where I'm out here looking at Earth. But you want your freedom, liberation. I'm taking forever. Taurus. So Venus. The energy around you shows the abundance of nature. It is rich, earthy, and productive, yet relaxed and slow. So a lot of divine feminine energy here. Bees. lilies, and we have flower of life. Something with plants. Blooming. Yeah, a lot of divine feminine energy, a lot of Gaia energy. Gaia, Hathor, Mut, the mother goddess, the mother goddess in Egypt. I don't know why yours has me in such a weird... That was super interesting and wasn't what I expected. Okay. Okay, true love wins. Spring cleaning. So getting rid of the negative things in your life that don't serve you to make room for the good. Watch your tongue. So beware about lying and gossip, things like that. Or you might say the wrong thing. Messages from your higher self. Don't pay attention to outcomes. Don't put limits on yourself or others. Yeah, don't be in the victim mode. Take your power back. Don't confuse other people's projection as reality, because it's a projection. If they see something negative in you, it's because they have something negative within them. So don't confuse that as reality. Very interesting. So that is what I have for you. If it resonated, please like, share, subscribe, comment. Anything like that really does help to circulate and support the channel. I do hope to see you next time. Take care and God bless. Hey, for those of you who chose group 3, let's go ahead and dive in as mermaids do. We'll start with your channel messages. You can take a screenshot if you want for future reference. I will offer up my own interpretations, but if something has a personal meaning to you, then go with that. So the first thing I saw was number 52, which equals 7, which is a spiritual number. But 52 talks about your skills and your judgment are the basis for the alterations in your life that have made significant changes for you. So don't doubt your skills or your judgment. And then I am not going to be pronouncing this right. Hage, that could be a name, or it could be the Spanish word for height. So maybe you have ascended to great heights, or you're from a very high dimension. And then, I don't know, Eris. I hear a bird. So, I know I'm not pronouncing that right either. That is a town in Sicily. Known, it's called the town of 100 churches. They don't have quite that many, but they have a lot of churches. So you could have some sort of connection to Sicily. A lot of past lives related to spirituality with the churches reference. Also, the Latin word could reference certain plants like heather, or it could be a Spanish word for erect. So there's 2 Spanish references. And then we have like Latin with Sicily. So, I mean, that's all sort of, I mean, Spain and Italy are not, and Sicily are all kind of right there. So there could be some sort of past life in one of those areas where you spoke Latin. But I thought it was interesting that this one means erect and that one means height. So it's like raising something tall to great heights. So I was getting vibes like I say, growth, heights, rising, resurrection, bloom, ascension, spring, references there. And then I saw Euro, so I guess that would go with that. A little star symbol. And then I saw 2 plus signs or 2 positive signs that were connected. Usually opposites attract, so I don't know what the significance of this was. And then I saw I couldn't tell if it said 1037 or 1057, but it looked like a time because it had the 2 dots. So something significant could happen there, and that could be when you watch this. I don't know. It's very interesting, though. Yeah, definite Europe. Maybe you helped erect a lot of the things in ancient Europe that we see today. This could reference a sextile. So I was kind of getting Uranus vibes, maybe. Kind of getting some Scorpio vibes, Phoenix vibes. So you could be, as far as origins go, if you're looking for a starseed origin, I would say something along the lines of Entarian, which is in Scorpio, or Shaula, or Shala, however you want to pronounce it. Maybe even Anunnaki. So this is what I have for your channeled. Let's go ahead and get into the tarot. I think we'll start with these. Group 3, Soul Resonances and Origins. Okay. Fire element, warrior, passion, fearlessness. So that Mars, sort of Scorpio energy. Well, Scorpio's water, but ruled by Mars. And then shadow self. So yeah, that's what I was trying to say with. And I mentioned the phoenix, which rises from the ashes, and shadow self. I'm pretty sure it goes with the Shaula that I mentioned, and the Scorpio reference. Well, that's the ones I was trying to reference, the shadow hunters or whatever they're called. So I would look into that. Denial, projecting, shame. Mantis beings, enigma, elusive, sensitive. Yeah, definitely Scorps vibes. 3s could be significant in your group 3. 12 equals 3, 30 equals 3, and then we have 36 here, which equals a 9. So think 3, 6, 9. Tesla. And this is a sextile, which is 6. What have we here? So this doesn't really have an origin, but I'm really thinking like the Scorpio, Shaula, what's the other one? And not serpents, but maybe serpents. I'll put it up on the screen. But let's see. I mean, people say that there's like the mantis beings are from a parallel universe. Maybe that's what this was, like a parallel sort of thing. Giants? Okay, oh, serpents on the bottom, and then Scandinavia, and then Asia. So you've probably incarnated a lot with galactic. Well, yeah. So serpents, which I'll put information about this one too. It's the same sort of energy where it's very scorpionic, like not afraid to face the shadows, to face the darks, to go to the depths, that sort of thing. Not scared of that. That's your energy. Let's see. Group 3. The 8th house, which is Scorpio. This transformational area of your life is about shared resources and intense emotions. Okay. Scorpio. Again, Scorpio. And another thing with snake here. This energy is intense, masterful, thoughtful, and magnetically... Oh, shit. Sorry. In a second, I'll get to that. And magnetically charming, but also secretive and possessive. So, whenever I was seeing these two plus signs, I was thinking of two magnets. But it's always the positive and negative that gravitate toward each other. I was going to bring that up about this being magnets. But they're both positive, so they would usually push apart. I don't know what that's trying to say. But, I mean, that literally came to my mind. And for group 3, I literally wrote down on my notes here, which is a paper plate, because I didn't want to waste black paper with Scorpio. So, for group 3. So, when I channeled... Interesting. Very phoenixy. Aries, which is Mars, which Scorpio is Mars. So Mars. So Martian. The energy around you is dynamic and spontaneous. Crusading, impulsive action is likely. So you could be a fire sign, at least in your draconic chart, but Mars, fire. Wow. The 12th house. So this is going to be Pisces. This is the area of your life that is overwhelming. You yield to a greater cause or power. So a lot of intensity with you guys. You could be born in the year of the snake. That could be, if you're not a Scorpio or Mars dominant, I would look at your draconic chart and see if there's heavy fire, Mars, Scorpio in there. Very Phoenix energy. What about your personality? You're probably fun at parties. Let's see. Advocate on the bottom. We also have Midas, Miser, and not, well, that don't surprise me at all. So Midas, Miser, entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn anything to gold, delight in sharing life's riches. This one. So that's why I'm not really surprised to see Knight here. You're very action-y. Well, that is kind of what masculine energy is it not? Feminine energy is more receptive. Masculine energy is more movement. So you're very masculine, water, fire. Okay, Knight. Loyalty, romance, and chivalry. A love of honor. Advocate inspires you to put compassion into action. That's what you are, your action. Let's see. We had resurrection, blooms. It feels very much like the spark of life. But also there's an element of not fearing the dark. So yeah, I do get the Scorpio, like I say, all about death and rebirth. And with that meaning height and erect. Yeah, I mean, still I'm getting that phoenix rising from the ashes. And I know every time I say erect, y'all are thinking about penises. I know, I am too, but we need to be adults here. I'm just kidding. Significant changes in your life. And you don't have to consider yourself male to have predominantly masculine energy. So let's get some of these. A lot of spirituality, though, with the references to the 8th and the 12th house. A lot of ego death, Kundalini rising, Holy Spirit sort of energies with you guys. Okay. Shamanic journeying sort of energy with you guys. Okay. Oh, Shazam. I don't know where that word came from. You guys got a lot. But, you know, we'll just go along with it. If you don't like it, then I'm sorry. You can just click off the video. Okay. You got a lot of messages. Okay, so your higher self probably had a whole lot to say to you. So, possible predictions and things. Timelines, rewriting. That should be self-explanatory. Basically rewriting your story, switching timelines, taking charge and trying to make your life better, if that makes sense. Taking your power back. Criticism. So you could be worried about criticism, or you could be very self-critical, which does not help. If you're self-critical, that you're going to self-sabotage. And if people externally are critical, like literally, you should not care what anybody thinks about you at all. So yeah, you need better boundaries, especially if people are being critical or judging you, because you're not them. They don't know you. They don't know your life. They haven't walked in your shoes. It doesn't matter what people think of you, because it's usually a projection anyways. Blocked solar plexus, which is super weird, because this energy is what you're showing up as in the cards. I mean, you're showing up as someone who does take action and stands in their power. That's who you are at your core, but for some reason, some of you may have had in the past a blocked solar plexus that you've recently unblocked, or some of you, it still could be blocked, and this is just showing you, hey, you have the potential to be this. You need to unblock this because you're not stepping into your power. It could be something like that. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear. These are the messages from your higher self. When you express love, so more about love. When you express love and someone reacts with negativity, they're not operating from love. People can only meet you as deeply as they've met themselves. And it doesn't make you less worthy or less valuable if you express it and they don't reciprocate or accept it. You are meant to be happy. Let go of the how. So don't put limits on God or the universe, you know. Just because you don't see a way how something can happen doesn't mean that there's not a supernatural way that it could manifest. Don't limit yourself or others or God. Trust in divine timing. The future doesn't exist. Don't worry about the outcomes. If you're sitting here worrying about how something's going to happen or you're dreading something that's coming up, the future doesn't even exist. Be in the present moment. The past doesn't exist either. It may be time to walk away from a situation, especially if you've been criticized, for one, but you could be in some sort of family or group or relationship where you're just not being valued, that is not something that's not true to you, or aren't being treated right, or it's just, or not with the right person or people, and it's time to walk away from that and not worry about any sort of criticism. So that is what I have. Actually, there's one more of these over here. My bad. Blast from the past. Okay, so someone from your past could be unexpectedly returning to your life or something. So that is what I have for you. If it resonated, please like, share, subscribe, comment. Anything like that really does help to circulate and support the channel. I do hope to see you next time. Take care and God bless. Hey, for those of you who chose group 4, let's go ahead and dive in as mermaids do. We'll start with your channeled messages. The first thing I saw was fires. So maybe you have a lot of fire in your chart, or you're a fire sign. Oh wait, I forgot to say, these could have personal meaning to you, but I will offer up my own interpretations. But if it does have personal meaning to you, just go with that. Okay, and then I saw a little spiral thing, and it means a lot of different things, like creation, life, the rhythm of life, an inward focus, spiritual growth, evolution, things of the sort. And then the number 553, which equals 13 or 4. And it talks about trusting the process, believe in yourself, and you will be courageous. And then I saw demis. That could be something like demigod. But demis in Romanian means basically like dismiss, allowed to leave. Or it could mean like if you're dismissing someone, you're treating them as unworthy. So you could have a Romanian past life. And then stock. I'm not sure there. I mean, this is a soul scan, so I don't know why stock would be there unless you got a stockpile of past lives stuck in your energy. You could be taking stock of things right now. And then I saw the symbol for the sun and Pisces. So if this means like dismiss, you're free to leave, there could be something with your soul about freedom. But I was getting things like exiting a tower moment, you being like a catalyst, like I said, life. I was getting wind, like I say, Romanian freedom. Elemental, you could be like literally an elemental in a past life, or Yod, which is the path of Yod in Kabbalah, Kabbalistic astrology, would be like, think of it like a flame, like the Holy Spirit, the path of Virgo. But the Yod, think of it like the holy flame, because fires and all this catalyst energy, freedom, process. Maybe you're free from karma now. Could be something with Leo. Stock. It could be something about karmic loops. I would think maybe Anunnaki, if you're looking for Starseed origins. Dragons. The Ouroboros, the snake that swallows its own tail. I'm getting stuff like that. Like the very, very beginning sort of things. Like literally could be part elemental or elemental. Interesting. And even Pisces, it has the two fish that are in the loop. Huh. What is this loop, spiral? There's something I'm not connecting. So that is what I have for your channeled. Let's go into the tarot. Well, cards. I'm not really doing tarot. We'll start with these. That one fell. Are you kidding me? I knew there was a connection to another group, and I think that there certainly is. So, oh, are you serious? Vesica Pisces, Divine Feminine, birthing, fertility. Guys, okay, first of all, I know I didn't pronounce that right. Second of all, are you effing kidding me? Again, with the 9s and the 3s. That usually comes out with group 4, but it came out with the last one too, and so did this. There's something going on with group 3s now where they're starting to show up as connecting somehow with group 4. But is this not related to Pisces? Which we mentioned there, and then birthing. We talked about creation and loops. That's so effing weird. Okay, like the think infinity there. And not only that, guys, but look, fire element. The first thing I got for you was fires. Warrior, passion, fearlessness. I'm going to take this because... Alright. Blue avians, philosophy, releasing karma. Oh my god. Guys, we just talked about that. I love when that happens. That is so weird. We talked about karmic cycles and releasing that. Like exiting a tower. Free to leave. We talked about that. Okay. And then look at... What is it with circles? Flower of life. Inspiration, awe, dreams. Like we talked about life with you guys. I definitely think something about being around from the very, very beginning. I think these dudes were. And I think they're found at different places, allegedly. But I can't believe that. That is so weird. And I was getting like wind with you guys. Freedom wind. We got like a bird being here. Are you like demigods or something? Elementals. Isn't 13 a number for divine feminine? And we got divine feminine here. Okay, anyway. Super weird. I had another group that was super weird. That would have been group 2. And it made me a little bit unsettled with this little orange over here. Okay. Got me a little unsettled again, guys. So I'm surprised that Anunnaki didn't come out. I mean, Vegans and Blue Avians and Lyrans are all pretty ancient. But Anunnaki would have, or the dragons, which we did, well, yeah. Okay, let's see what else we can get here. Blue avian. Okay. Ophiuchus, this snake bearer. Jerusalem. Elemental galactic. So Shazam. Shazam. I am allegedly elemental galactic too. Delphinus. So these are constellations. You could have a past life in Jerusalem. Or like I say, Romania. Anunnaki hasn't shown up, but that's a chance. So is Vega, Lyran, Blue Avian, Arcturian, but definitely elemental. It doesn't have to be fire element. It can be water element, air element. Okay. So... okay, we'll start with Sagittarius. So part of Sagittarius was taken up by Ophiuchus, and you know that the 13th zodiac. Oh, yeah, the 13th zodiac sign. So you could be like me and like the number 13. You could, your birthday could fall in the Ophiuchus season, but it's a lot like Sagittarius in that, in Chiron. There could be a connection with that. So, Sagittarius. This energy imbues power, superior confidence, and enthusiasm with faith, good fortune, and authority. Jupiter. So, Jupiter rules Sag, and you have Jupiter. Twice, basically. So this is divine masculine energy, but not like Mars. Mars is more of the fighter, warrior. Jupiter is more of the father, I guess you could say. So your confidence, courage, self-belief, and luck. Something about flight here. We did have that wind and bird reference. The sun. The symbol for the sun. So again, divine masculine, but not like Mars. It's different. Your immortal spirit, purpose, and destiny is involved. What is with these circles, guys? It's like really emphasizing immortality, being there from the beginning. Y'all are freaking me out. Y'all be freaking me out. I got orangey out. Jesus. That came out a second ago, but I thought it was by mistake, but it just flew the heck out again. Jeez. All right. Companion, loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. Athlete, dedication to transcending. I was going to write down transcendence. Did I not? Let's see if I did on the other thing. Freaking no. Dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps. Development of personal willpower and strength of spirit. And then this one over here that I mentioned is addict. Why does that look like they're pushing against the wind? And look at those spirals. It's like you are a force. This says, helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior. I mean, that could be relevant, but I see it more so as no. That it's talking about you controlling elements or something. Like the wind. Huh, I've never gotten that before. Like, the level of, like, Moses parting the sea. Sort of thing we're talking about here. Y'all still got me unsettled. Transcending limitations. Human limitations that we think we can't do things because we think it's not possible. But you can transcend that, or you have the capacity to transcend that. And by doing a lot of miraculous things through your belief. Because you know you're the creator of your own reality. You are the creator. He's kind of doing the same thing here. It's showing you as a creator. But there's also a companion. You could have a connection with someone. Cord. So these could have spirit animals, messages from your higher self, or predictions. So let's see. Oops. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Seahorse. When Seahorse swims in as your spirit animal, new partnerships are on the way. Because you got a friend in me. Seahorse as a totem animal is for those souls who can see all sides of a situation. Call in Seahorse as your power animal when you need safe guidance through rough emotional waters. Some groups didn't even get spirit animals, and y'all got 3. So very connected to animals. You got a shiz ton of these too. Bluebird, are you effing kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now? Blue avian, we had that actually show up twice, and then we have bluebird. When bluebird flies in as your spirit animal, it's time to live in joy. Bluebird as a totem animal belongs to those who appreciate blessings. Invoke bluebird as your power animal when you want to feel childlike and carefree. Scary. One of the most terrifying things, shark. When shark circles... Okay. Sorry, I saw the word circles and I was just reminded of all the circles that I've been talking about that keep showing up in your channel messages, in your cards. Anyway, when shark circles in as your spirit animal, it's time to shut out fear and go for what you want. So there's something about breaking free, like I was saying here, but it's also in a couple of these. Breaking free, you're dismissed, you're set free. Exiting a tower situation, it's about being free, freedom, carefree, ending karma, like being released from a karmic cycle. For some of you, keep moving ahead. Okay, shark as a totem animal belongs to those who always survive and keep moving ahead. Just keep swimming. Call on shark as your power animal when you need to meet life full steam ahead. Okay. We'll do this one last. Remember who you are. You are the creator. Ascension, upgrade. Honor your inner knowing. Receiving a message. You're going to be receiving a message, spiritual sort of message here. That was the intention, but it might not be that. It could be you've been expecting to hear from someone, for example. The choice is yours. The power is in your hands. Will you choose love or fear? I don't know what's happening at this point, just news. So, getting some news. validation, vindication. I love seeing the word vindication. I would much love my own vindication. Visionary leader. That's what you seem to be. Sounds, frequencies. So you could be clairaudient. You could resonate a lot with music. You could benefit from listening to like certain binaural beats and things like that. Like is it 432 and 528 hertz frequencies or something like that. Those are good ones. Nature, plants, creation. Oh, there's two of these. Notice who values and supports you as you are, for who you are, for who you really are. Not like, oh, I'm pretending to be someone I'm not, and all of these people value me, so that's good, right? No, notice the people who value you for who you really are. Who can you really show your real self to? Who sees you for who you really are and accepts it. So start to pay attention to that. And then, yes, those are signs. So you've probably been seeing a lot, receiving a lot of messages, seeing a lot of synchronicities, dreams or something. And you're wondering, is that a sign? Was that a sign? Or am I just assuming over the... Yeah. It was a sign. Okay. Message from your higher self. Are you living for yourself? Are you living for yourself? Are you living for yourself? Or are you living for somebody else? Answer the question. So, just a reminder, this is your life. Live for yourself. You can't live your life for other people. You're selling your soul when you do that. So, sorry, I just got really passionate here at the end of this. Wow. So, that is what I have for you. If it resonated, please like, share, subscribe, comment. Anything like that really does help to circulate and support the channel. I do hope to see you next time. Take care and God bless.